Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome to day 10 of 31 days of Horrorween. Today I'm going to be reviewing Absentia, which was recommended to me by the Horror Addicts. Now, the Horror Addicts are obviously awesome YouTubers. They have an awesome channel. I'm sure all of you guys that watch me know about them, but on the off chance that you don't, I will link their channel up here, whichever site it comes up on, as well as in the description, so I highly recommend you checking them out. And they're also patrons of mine, which is super nice of them. So thank you so much to the Horror Addicts for being patrons and requesting this movie for me to review. And also thank you to all my other creepy patron peeps for your support of my channel. If you want to find out the perks to being a creepy patron peep, you can follow that link in the description. Alright, so directed by Mike Flanagan, Absentia follows Trisha, who after 7 years of him being missing is finally ready to declare her husband Daniel dead in absentia. Trisha's sister Callie comes to help Trisha move into a new apartment. Callie soon becomes drawn to an ominous tunnel near the house and suspects that Daniel's disappearance is linked to one of many more disappearances in the area. There's not too many facts on Absentia floating around, but I did find that it was funded in part from a Kickstarter campaign of over 300 people who raised $25,000, which was more than 1/3 of the budget for this film. But let's get into what I liked about Absentia, and the first thing I really liked were the sisters and their relationship. So Trisha and Callie, they're like, in the movie I feel like they're polar opposites, but that kind of works really well for a movie like this, because a lot of times, like in a haunting or like spooky kind of situation like this, you have one character who, you know, instantly believes in what's going on. They've seen proof with their own eyes, and then you have the other character that's supposed to be like the more logical one, and that creates conflict in the movie. But I liked that as soon as Trisha sees proof as well, she's like instantly on board. I think that kind of makes it feel more believable, or you can suspend your disbelief, because since they're both so different, you can relate to at least one of them, or parts, or you know, or aspects of both of them, which is what I found myself relating to. And speaking of the two sisters, I thought the actresses who played them, Catherine Parker, who played Callie, and Courtney Bell, who played Trisha, did a really good job. Especially Courtney Bell, I really liked her performance. Her character has kind of gone through the most, or she goes through the most in the scope of the movie. Both of the sisters, you know, as you learn through their conversations, have had difficult lives, to say the least. But Trisha is kind of, you know, still going through a difficult time within the time frame of this movie. And I think she really does a good job of portraying that, because it's like, for 7 years her husband has been missing, and then like finally she's able to declare him dead in absentia, which is just, you know, there's no reason to believe that they're alive walking around anywhere, and yet there's no proof of their death, which is what that means. But you know, you get a death certificate. Without spoiling too much, like right as soon as she moves on, or you know, manages to start the process of moving on, it all comes flooding back, and it's just like you see that pain, like she will never be done with this, and that's an awful feeling. Like that, and I liked how she portrayed that, and I think she portrayed that really well, which is what I was getting at. That was the point of that whole statement. So this is gonna kind of lead into my dislikes, but I did like the lore that Callie finds out about the tunnel. So she goes into like research on this, like she's researching all the different disappearances that have happened in the area and kind of are all linked to the tunnel in some way, and she finds out a lot about like a whole like underground city and lore like that, and I liked that, but don't really go in depth too much on that, which is really disappointing. Much like my review of Robert yesterday, I feel like most of the movie was taken up by drama. Just like family drama, character drama, and stuff like the stuff that Callie finds out is super interesting, and I feel like, or I wish more time was dedicated to that within the movie. Also, there's like this whole thing with the children's story, The Three Billy Goat Scruff. And when, spoiler alert, Daniel returns for the brief moment that he does happen to see the book. Sorry, I didn't mention that Trisha is pregnant in the movie, so Callie buys a little children's book, The Three Billy Goats Gruff, for when the baby is born. So Daniel sees that and he makes a note that it's not like it is in the book or something. So we're kind of setting up this allusion to that story. But then again, they don't go any further with that, which is again disappointing, because I feel like that would be really cool. In short, if you don't remember what that story is about, it's about 3 goats trying to cross a bridge to greener pastures, you know, because there's no more food on their side of this river. So they each cross it and come in contact with the troll that lives under the bridge. And they get past him. Well, the first 2 goats get past him by saying, well, you should wait for my brother because he's even bigger. He has, you know, like more meat on the bones and things like that. And then the 3rd one just, you know, knocks the troll off the bridge, and that's the end of the story. I was just disappointed that we don't get more about what is actually going on in the tunnel, because there is like some supernatural aspects going on, and I feel like they left too much mystery. Like, there's a very fine line, at least with me, when I'm watching movies, about giving too much information or withholding too much information. And I think they withheld a little bit too much information. So I think they could have given us a little bit more. I was interested in it, like, especially with the whole like children's story. I was so interested in like how that was going to be interpreted into the movie, and they just kind of like offer it to you, but then don't give you any more information, which is disappointing. And in contrast to our female leads, the men that play the 2 detectives that are investigating what's going on, Mallory and Lonergan are their characters. They're played by Dave Levine and Justin Gordon, respectively. I feel like they were really playing up detective stereotypes. Like, it was almost comical, and I don't know if it was meant to be. They almost seemed like caricatures of cops, you know, like just stereotypical, kind of a little bit over dramatic movie detectives. I don't know. And then this is just a super pet peeve, but the character Lonergan and his gum chewing, ew, disgusting. Whoever, I don't know if that was like an actor choice or it was like in the script that he's always like smacking his gum. It's disgusting and I hated it. So was Absentia worth it? As is, I think not really, just because I feel like they could have done so much more with the movie. This is one that I would really like to see redone. Not necessarily by a different director or anything like that, like same director I think, but maybe a bigger budget. Because from what I understand, it was like a super small budget movie, which doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be bad, but I'm thinking maybe in terms of like the supernatural aspects, maybe they couldn't do as much with like special effects and things like that because of the smaller budget, and that's why it was so sparse. This is just me guessing, I don't know for sure, but I would like to see it redone. Same director and everything, same actors, whatever, is all fine, but just with a bigger budget and more emphasis on what's going on in that tunnel, please. But I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5 for now. On IMDb, it has a 5.8 out of 10. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 75% critic score and a 49% audience score. And on Letterboxd, it has a 3.1 out of 5. So I watched Absentia on Amazon, so you can go to that link in the description if you want to rent it on Amazon Video and watch it that way. That is an affiliate link, so you know there's no pressure to use it, but if you do, it does help out the channel a little bit. And I also have affiliate links over on my blog. There's a whole page dedicated to this where you can find affiliate links for all of the movies I've watched for 31 days of Horrorween thus far. Got it. I do hope you enjoyed this video though. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here and become a creepy peep today. I'm posting a movie review every single day of October, and then regularly my schedule is Monday through Friday. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye.